It is finally here, the ultimate budget shake-awake technology red dot that fits on the RMS and RMSC footprint, the Cyelee Cat. The CAT is an absolutely awesome micro red dot that features shake-awake technology, incredibly long battery life, a large viewing window, and fiber optic sights built in with an insanely bright dot, all for about $130. And specifically for my viewers, they've created a code for 15% off, dropping the price down to about $110 with free Prime shipping. Again, all of the information will be in the description below. Now, before we get too far into it, I do want to give a huge shout out to Cyelee Ballistics for sponsoring the ammo to help make this video. Every time I test out a new red dot, I need to put a lot of rounds through it, and Cyelee Ballistics is always supporting the channel. They also just did a recent massive price drop on 9mm as low as $12 a box, and then they have the code 704 Tactical for free shipping on ammo orders over $200. Definitely check these guys out. Now let's talk about this red dot. So I've reviewed a lot of red dots in the past around this price point, give or take $20, but I've never been satisfied with any of them. In fact, I've reviewed $200 red dots that fit this footprint, and I haven't been satisfied with those either. And this one I am 100% satisfied with, and it comes in at a great cost. And let me explain why. When you're dealing with such a small footprint red dot, a lot of times you're going to have to sacrifice something, whether it be the red dot brightness, shake-awake technology, window size, or just overall cost in general. And this one doesn't sacrifice anything. The first thing I want to discuss is the fact that it gets insanely bright. One of the brightest red dots I've ever seen, which is absolutely key for a personal defense scenario. A lot of the other micro RMSC red dots were lacking in the brightness category, and honestly, one of my absolute biggest complaints about them. They just weren't bright enough for a bright sunny day. This one is as blinding as the sun, yet you can really dim it down to exactly what you want. This one also has a large viewing window, so you don't have to sacrifice the viewing window, and has fiber sights built into the optic itself, which have been working out absolutely perfect. So for some reason, if your optic does go down, you can still use the co-witness iron sights and take your shots accordingly. The other thing about this is it has that shake-awake or auto-on technology, which is key for a personal defense carry red dot. When you draw your gun, this is going to automatically turn on when it senses motion, and you can read, again, all of the detailed specs and features about this on that linking. It also runs off of a CR2032 battery, which is another advantage, and it's got a very low draw on that battery, so it's going to last you a while when it comes to battery life. So just overall, in general, a solid option. So we did put a lot of rounds through this, and at 100% held zero, no issues whatsoever, and Cyelee knows what they're doing when it comes to building quality red dots. Now, Cyelee is not new to this, and I've been working with them now for probably well over a year, and they're continuing to innovate and push the limits, and we talked a lot about having something with this brightness level. They're not a company that remains stagnant. They're always listening to what I'm saying, and I communicate with them constantly via a few different messaging systems, and I'm always talking about what I want to see in an optic, and man, did they nail it with this one. Again, hands down, one of my absolute favorite options now, and really my new go-to, and not just on a budget, but my new go-to optic in general for that RMSC footprint. So again, you'll be able to look at exactly what this fits, but it'll fit the Canik TP9, the Canik MTE SFX. It's got a few different SIG P365XLs and X, the Ruger Max 9, the Glock 43X, the MOS, the 48 MOS, the Hellcat, the Shield, the Smith & Wesson M&P 9, just to mention a few. So I did want to talk a little bit about those options. But again, if you want really a detailed list of what this fits, you could go on that link in the description below. In a nutshell, guys, if you were looking for a micro red dot that's not going to break the bank yet do everything you need it to do, this is absolutely the one to grab. Man, am I glad they've done this, and they're continuing to push the limits and innovate with micro red dots at affordable prices. Cyelee is one of my go-to brands now when it comes to good quality red dots that don't break the bank. Again, all of the information, linking, and codes will be in the description below. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.